Hello and welcome to Network. My name is Sphumelele Zondi with your technology and social media news. It is SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Use network at sabc.co.za on email. This week, our Twitter poll is asking you if you think the Gauteng schools online application process should be rolled out nationwide. Results of that are coming up later in the program. But first, here's what's coming up tonight. The Department of Basic Education is piloting a robotics program they would like included in the technology subject. We update you on the latest on the WhatsApp scam. And our discussion is looking at some technology programs that university students can pick up as they register for the current academic year. In the past, Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga has repeatedly said that she would like coding and robotics to be part of the school's curriculum. Well, they're piloting that at the moment. Here's a producer, Lebo Mokomela.
These are some of the country's education specialists putting together this year's school curriculum. Some of the modifications made include the subject of coding and robotics, a subject that is deemed important in this digital era.
It's very exciting, very important. As the education department, we are responsible for the people who are going to be working in that fourth industrial revolution. We have to prepare them for it. So it's the biggest responsibility. These are the future. We have future workers, future employees. These are the future that we are talking about. So it's very important for us as a sector to prepare them adequately for that eventuality.
Though technology is a subject that already forms part of the curriculum, an addition of coding and robotics within the sphere will create solution-driven skills among learners in the foundation phase.
So what type of careers do we anticipate in the future? It cannot be, obviously, the careers that we see now. Those careers require learners to can be able to have end-user skills. They require learners to can be able to use the tools of the trade, that industry, that are relevant to the industry. And your CAD, your programming, your coding of systems and so on become central to that particular process.
As STEM subjects continue to be a challenge amongst many South African learners, the Department of Basic Education is making plans to improve outcomes of the latter.
Our discussions have noted that there has been challenges in technology as a subject in terms of the output, especially when you look at the skills required for the fourth industrial revolution. And the Commission for grade 7 to grade 9 has taken a different posture in saying what type of skills either the fourth industrial revolution towards the fifth industrial revolution that will be required. And therefore taking a posture to say the curriculum should be designed in such a way that technology may be part of that, some aspects of technology. The second one, your digital skills can be part of that particular process. And we're looking at other aspects that can be able to add value to make the curriculum to be very vibrant.
Tech experts say that getting the core fundamentals of these digital subjects right is recipe for creating solution-driven skills.
So it's really getting the basics right. So and making sure that our students and our scholars understand the components of AI so that they get a cognitive thinking instead of just understanding coding and robotics. Mainly ethics. So ethics needs to surround and ground us when it comes to AI, robotics and coding.
A collaboration between the Department of Basic Education, Computer Science and PO Africa Team Geeks and various other stakeholders, the curriculum is being piloted in about 100 schools countrywide and will progress in the next year.
Last week, we told you about a WhatsApp scam where scammers get a hold of your WhatsApp account. Once they've hacked it, they then ask your contacts for any amount of money that we've realized is between 1,000 to 3,000 Rand, mostly 1,500 Rand. Well, some of those scammed have reported this to the police. Producer Sandile Hlangani updates us on this.
Many people, including celebrities and journalists, have recently been victims of a number porting scam where their cell phone numbers were used in soliciting money from their contacts. SABC assignment editor Ndundu Sithole fell victim to WhatsApp hackers and used her profile to plead for money from friends and colleagues on her contact list.
So a chef friend of mine actually paid the money. So this whole scamming works with cash send facilities or services because you can't put money in a bank account because you have to ask the scammers for a bank account.
When alerted, Sithole took to social media to warn her friends and colleagues of the scam.
I have a second number, so I started using that to phone people and tell them this is what has happened, to warn them not to pay money, and also I went on my Facebook and Twitter and and Instagram to warn friends and colleagues.
She had opened a case of fraud with the police.
The case that was opened is it's a case of theft of money, and it was opened with Mabopane police station because the money was withdrawn in Mabopane and at Murulasan ATM, which is a casino. So the case had to be opened in that area as well. So the bank provided the information to say this is where the money was withdrawn from. And so we needed to go to Mabopane to open that specific case.
Experts say victims of social media scams can take legal action against perpetrators.
So the first step is to find, obviously, the perpetrator, and then we take action. And it depends, what has the hacker done with our account? Has the hacker defamed somebody's reputation? Has the hacker posted things on social media pretending to be the persona of the person hacked, and maybe made racial comments, maybe made hate speech comments? Have they bullied someone? What have they done with that account? And that's where our legal action stems from.
This week, it was not yet clear how widespread the scam was. Tech experts say criminals will always find new and existing ways to target users. However, there are certain measures you could take to protect yourself.
Many Gauteng parents say they're not happy with the online applications process for kids to start grade 1 or grade 8. They say they haven't been given their preferred schools, but the Department of Basic Education in the province says they will not be changing this application process. They've, however, said they've extended the period on which parents can apply.
When the school year started a few days ago, these Gauteng parents were still at the Department of Education's offices asking for their kids to be placed in schools. This mother says the online system places her child in a school she doesn't like.
Last year I registered my child when it was time to register her as per the notification that the department sent out. Then I was waiting for the SMS to come through to say that she's been approved or declined, and I didn't receive anything.
Another mother shared a similar experience.
The nearest school that I chose is Musupatsela, and then it showed on my application Musupatsela High School, but it's still a problem. I don't understand why, because I came since last year. They should have told me to take the application or to submit the applications at Musupatsela High School, but they didn't. They kept on taking me from pillar to post.
Gauteng Education MEC says kids have been placed. It's just that parents don't like some of the schools their kids have been placed in.
I want to put it on record that as a department, as we speak now, there is no single child, and I want to underline that, there is no single child that has not been placed that applied through our online registration. What we have are the 3 following challenges. The biggest challenge is what we call choice.
For the past few years, Gauteng parents have been asked to apply online. The system has had teething problems. The one year, it was overloaded. This year, the issue seems to be the placement of kids. Kuro Group of private schools will accommodate some kids until the Basic Education Department has placed all the kids.
What we've done to manage this placement quagmire that we find ourselves in as a department, we then went to the private schools to say, do we have stock? Which simply means do we have classrooms that we are not utilizing, that you can assist the department by accepting learners that are not placed.
Some parents want the online application system to be scrapped.
After the break, we go to the Makerspace to find out about some technology programs that university and TVET students can look at as they register for the new academic year. It is SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Welcome back. I'm going inside the Makerspace to find out from some of the interns here why they decided to study towards technology programs or do an internship that looks at technology. I'll also chat to founder of the Makerspace, Steve Gray.
We have internet here in Makerspace. We use that internet, Google, everything. If maybe we have a machine that is not working, we need to search how to fix that machine, the things, yeah.
In all the machines that we have here, you can start your own thing as well, you know, because they teach you the business side of things as well, trying to uplift, you know, the youth, since there's no employment, so you have to create your own employment opportunities. So you can start your business from, you know, using everything that's here.
So we also have this, the events, we host the events whereby we teach people about technology, and then also this robotics, and there are like many things that we do here, and they also know how to operate most of the machine that we have.
All right, Steve, first of all, thank you very much for being a part of our network. As a lot of students are still putting in their late applications and registering for university, what sort of programs would you say they should be looking at?
I'd say students that are interested in computers and the internet could look at, obviously software skills are something that's in demand and that's something that's going to be needed in the future. It's sort of something that is going to pay well. So the question is, should they go into back end or front end? So if they're more into design and the way things look, they should look more at front end design. So a language like JavaScript is something that's you know, very flexible and very in demand. And so if they look at front end engineering, designing the layout, the UX and UI, there's always a demand for that. And then back end, which is the functionality, you know, the actual like hard algorithms and figuring out how to make the software do what you need it to do. And then if you're going for a full stack, you become really in demand. So when you can do the back and the front end. So those are some of the things that you can do. You know, you can do a 6-month course, you can do an online course even, you know. But if guys are studying and they're looking at a degree and they're into computers, then software is really a no-brainer.
You've mentioned coding quite a bit, and those going into university have never done any of it. And some of them might think it's a bit difficult because you've heard people saying they have to start at 13 years old or something. What would you say to that?
So again, I would say, you know, don't be scared if you don't have too much experience. If you're not too sure, you know, what you want to do with your life, that's common. I think if you're a teenager, you know, whether it's 19 years old or you're 20 years old or you're just entering adulthood, the chances are you're not going to know what you were born to do, you know, what your purpose on earth is, and you're not going to necessarily know what you're going to be good at. But you can look for trends. So do you like computer games? Do you like phones? Do you like changing settings? Or does it frustrate you? Do you like get stuck and have to ask friends to help you? So again, if you're the sort of person who's a natural with technology in any form, every time you've touched things, it makes sense to you, then don't be scared. You know, you can learn the skills. But if you are naturally more a creative person or more into history or academics, then be careful about just choosing a degree because you think you're going to make money doing that. So I personally made that mistake where I studied something that wasn't really my passion because I was trying to play it safe and make sure that I could get employment. But the reality is I'm not an employed person. I started my own business, so it's irrelevant. So think about your future. Are you looking to be employed for the rest of your life? Are you a bit more of a freelancer type of person who wants to have some flexibility, choose which hours they work and where they work in the world? Or are you an ambitious person who wants to start their own business? Then, you may not even want to go to university if that's your passion, because that's going to slow you down.
Right now we are at the Makerspace, which you founded. What happens here?
So at the Makerspace, we are all about unlocking creativity in a physical way. And so what that means is it's not just about, thinking about nice paintings and poetry and things. It's about physical things, like hard things that we can make. And being able to make things empowers people, and it allows people to bring their ideas to life. So what we're all about is how do we help people unlock their ideas, whether those ideas are world-changing or just life-changing for them. We want to enable every person in South Africa to be able to access these tools and equipment, all these amazing technologies that we hear about, the VR and the 3D printing. We want people to be able to see that it's not that hard. And all it takes is someone to show you, spend a few hours with you, and you're going to be able to do it yourself. And then the Makerspace is about helping people to unlock economic opportunities in the things that make them excited. So we want to help people to find freelance work in engineering and design, in technology and software. We want to help people to go from a zero skill level to being an expert in certain things. And we leverage each other's skills and knowledge, and we teach each other. So we're not scared to try something new, and we try to teach people that it's okay. You don't need a degree in order to run a 3D printer or to start a business. It just requires some dedication and some focus, and we believe that people can do amazing things. And a lot of the time it's just about giving people confidence, showing them that they can do something, letting them see that they can do it, and then giving them that aha moment.
How does your internship program work?
Yeah, so we're always looking for the right type of people to partner with us. We've been running the internship program for 3 years now, and we look for technical people that are able to complement our skills generally, but at the same time we also need people who can do creative. We're looking for people that can do that are administrative powerhouses that can help us coordinate things, and we're looking for good salespeople who can sell ideas and help us get revenue. But most important is that people are committed to the project. So if you're going to look at the Makerspace website, or you look at any of our social media channels and just see what we're about building a sharing community. And if that makes you excited and you think you might be able to help us, or you've got something, we'd love to hear from you. So we're always available. You can just email jobs at the Makerspace, and we can see where you might be able to fit in, whether it's as a full-time person or as a collaborator or in some sort of freelancing capacity.
You've had a couple of students from MUT. What do they mostly do here?
So the majority of our interns in the last 3 years have been mechatronics students from Mangosuthu University. And mechatronics is a combination of mechanical and electronics. The difficulty in studying mechatronics is that a lot of people don't know what it is. And so there are not as many job opportunities as there might be in the future, and there will be in the future. But that skill set really can enable you to do both electronics and mechanical engineering, which is the physical things that need to work in order to make machines work. And so generally, most of the people we look to help are technically minded people, and we're trying to help them see some of the opportunities and leveraging the skills that they've got.
And if I don't want to follow passion and I want to look at jobs of the future, what should I be looking at?
So the hot jobs right now and the hot skills, as I said on the website, you've got the JavaScript, you've got PHP, so web languages that are flexible, you know, and that translate to mobile, because that's where we know the future is, the present is, and it's going to be for the next good amount of time. Then definitely AI, so again in software, artificial intelligence, understanding, you know, computer vision, and being able to leverage those technologies. So those would be the areas that I would say would be the most future-proof. As we get into the area and the era of automation, more and more white-collar jobs are going to be eaten up by computers, by artificial intelligence.
All right, Steve, thank you very much for being a part of our network. It is SABC Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Welcome back. Here's what else took place in the rest of the world in the technology space.
Segway 9bot Group has unveiled a self-balancing concept creation it believes could form the future of smart city mobility.
So we have the Segway S-Pod, which is a concept model that we are introducing for the first time at CES this year. It's a first-class personal transporting pod that will get you from place A to place B in comfort and in style.
Visitors at CES in Las Vegas were the first to be able to drive the Segway S-Pod using a joystick and built-in smart screen pad to steer, spin, accelerate and slow down. The company said they want to see the S-Pod appearing in airports, theme parks and shopping malls at first, but say eventually it will be all the rage on the road in the smart cities of the future, and now in Russia. When Alexia Voronenkov's 70-year-old mother passed away, he paid to have her brain frozen and stored in the hope breakthrough in science will one day be able to bring her back to life. It is one of 71 brains in human cadavers, which Russian company Krioros calls its patients, floating in liquid nitrogen in one of several meter-tall vats in corrugated metal shed outside Moscow.
This is what your cryo storage looks like. There are 3 Dewa flasks from Anabiosis line designed by us. Here is Dewa Flask Anabiosis 1, the first which we made ourselves. It has the most extravagant, futuristic shape, so everyone likes it most.
The brains are stored at 196 degrees Celsius to prevent deterioration, although there is currently no evidence science will be able to revive the dead. And now off to Japan. The country's Universal Studios on Tuesday held a global kickoff presentation event to the upcoming Super Nintendo World theme park, where video game icon Super Mario and technological gadgets will be heavily featured.
You know, we are delighted to introduce Super Nintendo World in the year that's going to attract so much attention to Japan from all over the world, and a lot of visitors will be visiting Japan. This is really going to be the Super Nintendo World year.
Super Nintendo World will first open in Osaka, while plans are in place for the Mario-themed expansion to also enter other Universal parks in the United States and Singapore.
This week, our Twitter poll is asking you if you think the Gauteng online schools application process should be rolled out nationwide. Now, 54% of you say yes, it should be rolled out nationwide. There's 35% of you who say no. 6% of you say you actually don't know. And in last place is 4%. Those say they just do not care about this. We also received a few responses from you. Silepe Thomas says no, it's going to cause a lot of confusion and unnecessary disruptions. We also have a response from a Beagle who says nah. There's Rayleigh March who says no, it's a mess. And Shamalani says it's a mess. My son is not going to school yet. And that's it. That's all we have for you. Find us on SABC Network. Now that's on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. It's newsnetwork@sabc.co.za. On email. From me, Siphumelele Zondi, and the rest of the team. Have a good one. Bye-bye.